Excuse me, I ordered a Diet Cola. This week on Click, we'll be getting our chops round some healthy tech fare as we discover the crop of gadgets aiming to keep you in tip-top condition. 8 million pixels, but nothing on. We'll find out when we'll be able to watch, well, anything on these new super high-definition screens. All that plus the latest tech news from around the world and a chance to hear the world in Webscape. Welcome to Click, I'm Spencer Kelly and welcome back to Las Vegas. This week we're at a restaurant called the Heart Attack Grill, home to the world-famous quadruple bypass burger, which at 9,982 calories, importantly comes in just under that crucial 10,000 calorie mark. Now, we're actually in Las Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show, which is a fantastic opportunity to explore some of the tech themes that are going to be big in 2013. And one of them this year turned out to be health tech. Dan Simmons went for a brisk walk. Would you excuse me?
A new raft of health gadgets to monitor everything from pulse to oxygen levels is getting fitness addicts' hearts racing. But if you've been around the block a bit, you'll know using tech to check your vital signs isn't anything new. Some of the more popular gadgets are this watch, for example, that can measure my heart rate through a strap sensor that I'm wearing on my chest, sending the details wirelessly to the screen. Or a posh pedometer. They use accelerometers to tell you how many steps you've taken during the day. And Fitbit, the market leader at the moment, has moved to a strap-based solution which is going to be available from March, and that tells me, just at the glance of a few lights, how close I am to my target. No chance of that happening today. I work out. Rather than wearing something different though, how about using what you probably already wear when you work out to keep an eye on your progress? Monica here doesn't appear to have anything but her MP3 player turned on, but the earbuds are different. An infrared sensor detects blood flow inside the ear to determine heart rate, while an accelerometer takes a good guess at distance travelled. This is the first product to use the hidden technology, which is due out in spring. Of course, you still have to look at your phone to see how you're doing. Okay if you're in the gym, not so handy when out on the road. This sun visor is linked to a strap that's monitoring my heart. That information sent wirelessly to a tiny screen that's just on the edge of my vision. So, you know your heart rate, pace and incline climbed. All this data, what are we expected to do with it?
The biggest thing, and it's probably the challenge that we've faced at Polar, is you provide them with the information, but what do they do with the information? How do they interpret it? How do they use it? And I think that's the biggest challenge. I think the companies that are here now measuring things are showing them information about themselves, but how do you interpret that?
These futuristic-looking shades could be one answer. They can be pre-programmed with different coloured lights that tell me whether I need to speed up or slow down to hit my target. There's also a rather incessant Aussie shouting in my ear, pretty much saying the same thing.
Heart rate below target.
Yeah, all right. Sometimes it's not how fast you move, but simply how you move. Xsense is a Dutch outfit that provides motion tracking to the Hollywood studios, who use it to map computer animation to human movement. And now it's produced a cut-down consumer version, sporting anything up to 15 sensors, which could help runners, golfers or ballet dancers perfect their technique. Many of the devices I've picked up so far are using a new, low-powered version of Bluetooth, meaning batteries could last for days or weeks. But eventually, one company hopes our workouts themselves will power these devices by converting body heat to electricity. Advances in fitness and healthcare aren't just wireless. All sorts of tools can now be plugged into your mobile device, like this breath tester, which could be used to encourage kids with asthma to develop their lung capacity, or for patients recovering from accidents. Taking care of ourselves through home monitoring is also a big trend. The company selling these gadgets announced a deal that may also relieve us of having to collate and make sense of the information too. It's linked up with security firm ADT, which will start offering monitoring of you by a professional, as well as monitoring of your home by their security experts. And telemedicine, once the preserve of developing countries, could help slash health costs in places like America. HealthSpot has come up with these pop-up clinics where patients check themselves in and speak face to screen with a doctor who can ask them to carry out various tests using the on-site equipment. Monitoring what's around you could also be crucial to maintaining your health, or so thinks Lapka, which has developed this chain of plug-in testers. One is radiation, another tells you if your food is organic by measuring the level of nitrates present. And then there's the slightly more bizarre ideas. These glasses induce relaxation or can spark fresh energy through a psychedelic mixture of colour and sound. Its makers claim they could be used to treat all kinds of ailments. Sadly, I still had jet lag after my 10 minutes. But perhaps the most ambitious project at the Expo was one that hopes to create something we've only yet imagined.
How is he? Severe heart damage, signs of congestion in both lungs, evidence of massive circulatory collapse.
The idea of a tricorder, as featured in Star Trek, is the vision of Qualcomm and the X Prize Foundation, who are putting up $10 million in prize money for the individual company who can make the instant wireless diagnostic kit a reality by 2015.
Perhaps the most important aspect of this is beyond all the technical requirements to capture 15 different disease states and vital signs, the ability to make cogent, intelligible information available to consumers that would give them a clear understanding of their health status and an understanding directionally of what to do about what they've learned from their device may prove to be the most important and significant achievement.
A fragmented health and fitness marketplace filled with gadgets measuring a myriad of different things, all seamlessly rolled into one simple device. It's technology, Jim, but not as we know it. Yet.
Dan Simmons on the healthier side of tech. Oh, and if you're wondering about the outfit, by the way, this restaurant insists that all of its customers wear a surgical gown. I guess it's one less thing to do when you get to the hospital. Okay, next up, a look at this week's tech news. Now, where's the dessert menu? Facebook's revealed a new social search engine that scans the site's content called Graph Search. The new edition lets users look through information that their friends find relevant, for example, nearby restaurants or music that they like. Facebook boss Mark Zuckerberg insisted the new tool would respect users' privacy settings, only throwing up results that searchers could have found themselves by browsing the site, and added the service wasn't in competition with Google, although users will also be served up links to web results from Microsoft's Bing. The once big daddy of social networks, MySpace, has been given a revamp, making use for the first time in 7 years of a soundtrack by MySpace investor Justin Timberlake. MySpace's strengths have traditionally been musical, and the facelifted site places a heavy emphasis on discovering new music and musicians, with a plentiful supply of tracks to stream. The jukebox jury is out, though, on whether the pop star's reflected glory is enough to jumpstart this social networking old faithful. And finally, the White House has officially announced that the US will not build a Death Star, even though 35,000 Americans signed a petition requesting one. In a tongue-in-cheek response, President Obama's administration pointed out that it does not support the blowing up of planets. It took the opportunity in a good-humoured Star Wars-themed statement to highlight other science and space projects the US government is working on, but also tipped its hat to fans of the films by acknowledging the overriding power of the Force. And still to come on Click this week, what are you looking at? Well, not much if you've got one of the new super high-definition TV sets. So just how long will we have to wait to make buying one worthwhile? And stream the best Bollywood tracks for nothing. 1 million have just gone online, and we'll show you where in Webscape.